Hi everyone, welcome to May's Alchemy Scopes. I am thrilled to be with you outside. I just finished doing the majority of the spreads out here in nature. And I have to tell you right now, I'm filming this at virtually the exact point of the new moon on April 18th, which is informing this next 30-day trajectory that we're all moving into. And so it feels really good to be filming this then, because it's going to imbue this video with that symbology. The Sabian symbol for the 28-degree Aries new moon is the music of the spheres. Now, the music of the spheres is a delicious symbol. It is a big symbol. It's appropriate. As we've moved past this recent birth canal and as we're flowing into this empowered reality state of our pure potentiality, the music of the spheres is reminding us that the holonic realities of life, from cell to body to planet to solar system to galaxy to universe to multiverse, etc., etc., etc. There's multiple holonic realities within the planet and within us. That every holonic reality, every whole within the whole, operates in resonance, in harmonic resonance. There is a harmony to the holonic reality of reality. And a note that if you're experiencing dissonance, which many of you might be, I know for a fact that a lot of clients are experiencing plenty of dissonance because there's a lot moving in our lives. There's dissolving of relationships, money, jobs, houses, etc. I mean, it goes on and on. The last many years have been like that. The last many months have been like that. It is going to exacerbate. For those that aren't aware of the resonance of the harmonic realities of reality and who are not tuning in to those realities, indeed, there will be more dissonance that you're going to experience. So you're required to really wake up to these realities and honor the processes at hand. Know that the dissonance is serving you. The dissonance is a guide to tell you what is no longer in harmony with your soul. If something has become dissonant, if something is starting to break away, allow it. Allow it to break away. It's no longer resonant with what your soul is birthing, with where you're needing to go. Does that make sense? It is brilliant that there's dissonance. Let there be dissonance because it's informing what doesn't work anymore. And for the things that are dissolving, that you're clinging to, that you're not wanting to see go away, let them dissolve, because they wouldn't break away if they were serving your soul optimally. They wouldn't. And it could be that they're going to come back into your life, or the thing will come back into your life. Then let that happen. This is a chapter of us loving ourselves, of knowing the reality of a reality, understanding that everything is cooperative, intelligent, and interconnected, that everything serves function, that nothing is random, nothing is meaningless, nothing doesn't serve the greater benefit. See, that's the whole thing about holism. That's the whole thing about The Alchemist Awakens. That's the whole thing about my website, The Alchemy of Holism. It is the fact that holistic realities inherently serve for benefit. Nothing ever serves for detriment. It just doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in living systems. So once you know that, then trust becomes your foundation of reality, and you can go through events after events, and you're going to let them happen, because you're going to see that the things that are unfolding are representing the reflection that you need to see in order to grow yourself. And then once you get to see things clearly, and when you attend to the calling and grow yourself, then you're able to actualize your power in a new way. How juicy is that? So that's enough for now, maybe more to come, but for now, let's move into the individual scopes. Hi Scorpio, so let's take a look at the I Ching hexagram that came forward for you to reflect your particular Scorpio microcycle over this next 30-day period of time. You received number 10, treading carefully. The two trigrams that make up this particular hexagram are sky above, lake below. And a reminder that I'm reading here from the visionary I Ching. People of ability find their way and make progress, even in difficult circumstances. Consider your steps carefully when you are surrounded by powerful forces. Weak and strong forces, or people, can coexist when the weaker element does not impose upon the stronger, when the weaker maintains good humor and avoids taking bold action. When treading among sleeping tigers or slippery stones, step gingerly and don't stumble. At this time, the weak are in a position of influence over the strong, and for this reason, one must be particularly careful of one's conduct. In the company of brash people, rushing wildly ahead brings misfortune. Now is not a good time for taking the initiative. Rather, try getting by with a little grace and good humor. In the court of a powerful king, the jester often has more power than the prince. Hi Scorpio, welcome to your May 2015 Alchemy Scope. So happy to have you here outdoors, which really wanted to come. I'm using again my 144 card deck series deck for the spread. I've already shuffled and laid it. It's a very simple message this month, and I have to tell you there was a card that popped out while I was shuffling that is reinforcing this kind of very simple main message for you this month. We'll go ahead and shuffle these, pull them after, and I've also pulled a Major Arcana Tarot card using Dame Darcy's deck, one for every week, so we'll talk about that as well. So let's get into it. The issue, what's going to happen this month for Scorpios, or for the predominance of Scorpios, this is a general reading, it's not going to apply to everybody, but a large theme for many of us is going to be clarity. Gaining clarity and feeling freedom. So what has been unknown, what has been a mystery to us on a mental level, about specifically, by the way, in regards to feeling separated or isolated or just having things end or go away, that there's a mental theme of there's confusion, you don't know. But simultaneously, there is a realization that's going to come about this month. There's a freedom at hand that you're going to tap into that is such an evolutionary state of being. You will become freer of ideas, mental thoughts about this or that, why this is, why that is. You're going to be free of the need to know, in other words. And this is specifically in regards to things that have broken, relationships that have ended or broken, or being physically separated from people that we love or that we'd like to be near. That feeling of dissolving realities, of physical structures that have left, or money that is dissolving in the bank account, or whatever the dissolving element is. This is about the kind of the pain and the challenge of things breaking, leaving, or feeling isolated and lonely. Your need to know this month will be freed. And this is quite delicious. It's very beautiful for May 2015 because as you know, if you've watched the Alchemy Scopes in the past months, you know, this is we're surging forward in this new story, and this is really beautiful because literally you're already going to start to feel a deep clarity. And this, obviously, there's going to be men watching this scope as well. Emotionally, in the emotional sectors where woman came up, this is also the feminine aspects of self. You're going to clearly see, first of all, if you're a woman watching this scope, you're going to have clarity descend upon you. Emotionally, you're going to feel clear. Spiritually, you're going to feel clear. You're not going to be striving so much. You're going to be in a freer state. It's beautiful. For the men watching this could easily be referring to the aspects of your feminine nature, because all men imbue the feminine within them, all women imbue the male within them. It's the yin and yang of life. It's just the way it is. So for the men watching, there's going to be a clarity that comes about the Scorpio men out there regarding the feminine nature of being. And by the way, the feminine nature of not needing to know so much, being in the mystery and allowing the mystery. Life is inherently mysterious. We're not meant to know. That's why the trickster element is such a rampant element within life, within our lives, our processes, our relationships, the events and circumstances that we create. All of it. The trickster element is there. There's always a testing element. There's always an element of never being able to put our finger exactly on it. And that's where the left brain and the need to define and analyze and make linear just misses the boat. That's why we have the right brain that sees the web of life and the whole picture and operates holistically. So beautiful. So let's take a look at the weeks. So Scorpios, for the first week, the sun's coming in there, you received the Chariot reversed. And the Chariot is the 7th card. If we look at the 3 tiers of the tarot, because the 21 card tarot system is 3 rows of 7 that are an ancient teaching tool. The tarot is a very profound system. I will be doing a video on it. I've already started it. I always use the raw materials as the teaching, as the meanings for the major arcana. I rarely go into the mundane aspects of the tarot. But anyway, so let's talk about this. So the tarot is mastery of the journey of the mind, mastery of the journey through the mind, how we use the mind. Now it's reversed for Scorpios the first week, which starts, by the way, April 18th at the new moon point, right? So there is a sense of overwhelm. There's a sense of not having control over our thoughts. There's a sense of being caught up in the unknown, being caught up in the need to know. So there's going to be, the first week is going to trigger the theme for the month. So that's the first week. And then in the second week, kind of beautifully, the devil is, first of all, it's in the last tier. So we have mind, body, spirit. The devil is it's the bottom tier, and it is about spirit. It's the spiritual matrix is what it's called, and it is the thing from which all of the spiritual journey of the soul arises. The devil is about attachment that we create, that we don't really need, not that we're really attached to any one thing or another. Often, you know, on a mundane level, people refer to this as the sex, drugs, and rock and roll card, and yes, indeed. But it's about us being caught, you know, really kind of trapped about some obsession here or there. So for a spiritual catalyzing, if we're looking at the catalyzation of the spirit, the devil is about attachment. So beautifully, you know, we're going to feel kind of caught in the mind. And then the second week, there's going to be a sense of being attached to needing to know, right? And then the third week, it's kind of beautiful because the Fool arises. So there's going to be then in the third week a theme that emerges that is about freedom. It's about potentiality. It's about, this is the initiate. The Fool is, it's kind of the infant, fresh, childlike, in awe, curious, open, optimistic. You know, this is diving into life. And so this is beautiful. So the third week will bring about freedom, essentially, is really when it's going to hit. And then, dear Scorpio, look at this. So then the star arises. And the star is, well, actually, the star is faith. The star is all about faith. The star is seeing the light, the dot of light, in the dark blanket of sky. The star comes after the Tower card in the spiritual sector of the tarot. The star is about the development of faith. deep faith. And by the way, this is all about faith. Freedom. You're going to be free of attachments. There's going to be there's going to be clear seeing. There's going to be a deep disconnect from the need to know why this or that has happened. There's going to be a deep abiding faith that emerges in the 4th week, and an embodied freedom that comes about. It's powerful, you know, for the simplicity of this spread. It's actually very, very strong. So I'm wishing you a beautiful month ahead. So let's take a look at the Ascended Master. So this is the specific guidance that's coming forward for Scorpios for this cycle. Let's see what wants to come. Let's see what wants to come for Scorpio. Oh, lovely. So, Scorpio, the sun's starting to come in here, so hopefully you can see that fine. This is Saint Germain, work your magic. This is about, and he's holding the Merkaba there. This is about becoming the alchemist. This is about transmuting, and it is a transmutation process. I mean, literally, you are going to be transmuting this kind of, what I would say, a rigidity that might be present is going to become this free state of deep trust. So it's quite lovely. So let me read what Doreen Virtue writes here. You have the power to resolve the situation you're inquiring about. This card signifies your untapped magical abilities, which you've used successfully in the past. Pull these abilities out of storage and use them to work your magic now. Your clear and focused intentions, positive expectations, prayers, decrees, and action steps all create the healings and manifestations you desire. Decide clearly what you will or won't accept in the situation, as your clarity will bring immediate results. Have steady faith in a positive outcome. Study alchemy and manifestation principles. Pretty amazing, that. Okay, so let's take a look at your archetype card that wants to come. And the archetype card is going to pull up the quality set. Oops. Oh, well, well, well. I love that. I love it when they just pop out like that. So, okay. So, Scorp, you received Vampire. And I'll read it here. So, the shadow attributes are Vampire, depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining, and codependency. Right? So breaks, dissolved relationships, things that have gone away, people that have gone away, feeling isolated and alone. There could be codependency that gets completely and utterly freed this month. Beautiful. The high frequency manifestation makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. This is about discernment. I think I told you at the beginning of this filming that the discernment card popped out of the deck as I was shuffling it, and discernment is all about clear seeing. So discerning what, you know, makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. It's about discerning what is so and letting go the story. So that's quite beautiful, Scorpio. So let's see what else we have for you this month. Scorpio, so let's move on to your Dakini. This particular goddess is coming forward for you to reflect the embodiment for you. If you were to embody this goddess this month, it would optimally serve your ability to move through this cycle with greater ease and least effort, greater bliss, and yeah, more flow. You received number 38, Avalonia. This is from, as you know if you've listened before, from Penny Slinger's 64 Dakini Oracle. Avalonia stands like an island in the midst of mist and water, holding the cup which holds the grail. Who is Avalonia? She is the Lady of Avalon. She embodies the realm of magic and mysticism that was the holographic insert called Avalon. It is seen as the magical island appearing through the mists and associated with Glastonbury in Britain. It is the realm of ancient Celtic and Druidic mystery, the entry to the world of fairy and sanctuary of the feminine. The myths of Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table with Merlin, the Lady of the Lake, and Lancelot and Guinevere are familiar to us all. The times of Avalon represented a golden age of chivalry. They present a blueprint for right governance based on principles of mutual respect, equal representation, and the blending of magical and sacred values with the secular in a happy, harmonious, and productive marriage. Avalonia is the Dakini who embodies the magical feminine energy that dwells ever in the realm of Avalon, through the gap in the mists. She is the keeper of the Grail. The Grail here represents the essence of the collective pure heart vibration. The Grail's association with the blood of Christ is because he is a living example of the essence of pure love and forgiveness. We can all add to the healing power of the Grail by bringing our offerings of pure love to it. All that we do and are, all that we offer in our consciousness, that is of the nature of unconditional love, is suitable to bring to the Lady of the Grail. So, Scorpio, I'm going to leave it there. There's much more in Penny Slinger's PDF document, and I have linked that in the online library. So a link to that is in the online library below this video. I want to bring you up to the camera, but it's too sunny, I think. There we go. Oh, there we go. I don't know if that's gonna... What you doing? What you doing?